Okay, Mr. Speaker, thank you. I'm pleased to introduce Senate Joint Memorial 5, urging Congress to lead the global effort to reduce the threat of nuclear war by signing on to the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear War, which was passed by the United Nations in 2017 with support from 122 countries. SJM 5 encourages Congress to pass common-sense legislation to prevent nuclear war, including 1. Establishing a system of checks and balances to ensure that the President of the United States no longer has the sole and unchecked authority to launch nuclear weapons. 2. Ensuring that we do not use nuclear weapons first. 3. Taking U.S. nuclear weapons off the hair trigger alert. 4. Canceling the plan to replace the entire U.S. nuclear arsenal with next-generation nuclear weapons. And 5. Actively pursuing a verifiable and multilateral agreement among nuclear-armed states to eliminate their nuclear arsenals. I want to be clear that this memorial does not call for unilateral disarmament. I also want to be clear that while SJM 5 opposes plans to rebuild our entire nuclear arsenal, which is projected to cost over $1 trillion over the next 30 years, it could allow for more targeted military modernization, as called for by former Secretary of Defense Bill Perry and former four-star General James Cartwright. Oregonians deserve to live a life free from nuclear contamination and the threat posed by the reckless use of nuclear weapons. Plutonium for the bomb the U.S. dropped on Nagasaki was produced at the Hanford Nuclear Reservation on the Washington side of the Columbia River. This displaced area residents, affected the health of downwinders, and wiped out Native American sacred sites, villages, and fishing areas. The Marshall Islands were the site of 67 nuclear weapons tests by the United States during the Cold War. Oregon has one of the largest populations of Marshallese in the nation, many of whom suffer health consequences from these tests. Unfortunately, many have still not received compensation and health care from our federal government, an issue we legislators have worked on with the COFA Pacific Islanders to address in our state. SJM 5 was brought forward by the Oregon Physicians for Social Responsibility and is supported by the Oregon Marshallese Community Association, the COFA Alliance National Network, Living Islands, Apano, Columbia River Keeper, Portland Japanese American Citizens League, Union of Concerned Scientists, Community Alliance of Lane County, Church Women United, the Multnomah Quakers, Augustana Lutheran Church, NAACP of Eugene Springfield, Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, Veterans for Peace, and many more. In the interest of doing all we can to prevent nuclear war, I urge an aye vote.